Howdy folks, Meandering Mike in the Man Cave of Madness. We are back to turn 2. For those of you that are watching this without having watched the How to Play video, I did turn 1 on that. So you don't need to go back and watch that, or you can, go to the last third and watch. Basically, the only action was the Austrians attempted to attack here. This 2-4 starts here. The Austrians were attempting to see if they could get a surround and take out a unit. They didn't manage the low odds to take the town, but they did push back the French guy, and then one guy advanced, and then the French, counterattacked and drove the Austrians back. So a little push and shove. But of course, the French in the first turn can't enter a zone of control. So now turn 2. I said this in the How to Play and the first turn. The Austrians need to be aggressive. if they're not pushing as fast as they can, taking a little risk at the beginning, the French can bottle them up too much. So absolutely try to push as far as fast as you can and take some risks potentially. All right. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do that here with the Austrians, and I'll be back shortly. Now, the Austrians have moved. I was considering some really crazy stuff, but I was thinking of this guy who's in here to actually get across the river. But I want to try to do the 1-to-1 here, and this is the only way they could do that. The cavalry came up from here, this guy to here, the other little guy that was here, advance guards running up here. Let's see, he was here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy here went to here, so he's across the river. They're going to be able to attack 2-to-1 against this guy. Now this guy here, there's all these big guys. The French can pound the snot out of him potentially, but he's an advanced guard cavalry. He's sort of sacrificial, and if they go for the big odds, there's a chance they can get an exchange, and that, losing a 1-5 cavalry and having them lose a 4 or a 5 strength unit, that's not too bad. Doing the best to, what I did is I focused on, coming out through this rough and forests. No forest here, going down this, but there's the rough here. Is letting the largest guys and the artillery sort of take priority. And a lot of these guys are just milling around back here, and they'll get out when they can get out. But sort of think about that. Prioritize letting the big guns come forward. We did manage to get one artillery out to here. This 5-5 cavalry could have headed out this way. It was one of my contemplations, is having this cavalry make it to here and the artillery only make it to here. But given that there's, 2 5-strength units here, I sort of wanted to get him in the ability to take on one of those guys on even footing. So that was my plan. So we have the ability to hit here at 1-to-1. This will be a 1-to-1 here. I haven't decided, thinking about it is there is a risk in if we actually win and advance, since the French can get to this hex, and depending on what happens here, they could potentially get a surround. So we may, if they retreat the French, just sit there and not advance, but be next to the town. But I'll have to decide. So we're going to start over here with the 2-to-1 on this flank here, on the Austrians' left flank. So again, since even though this is across the stream, this guy's on this side, so they have no defensive benefit. Roll a 4, which at a 2-to-1 is enough, so he retreats to here. And I'm going to retreat, or excuse me, I'm going to advance this way for 2 reasons. I could advance like this, but I want to keep, now this guy, he's only have a 3 movement, he's only the 1 strength, but I want to keep stretching the line. And this arrangement of hexes here, well, let's see, no, yeah, this guy can't be retreated. He's not attacking, so they can do that and hit him, but we're going to have more guys coming up. So right now he cannot be surrounded. They can't get through here. And so even though there's this, looks like a big gap in the line, it's actually covering with zones. And if this guy can stay engaged, this guy can potentially, it's going to take a whole turn next turn to get across the river, but he's can help sort of stretch that line. And the idea is to, you know, hopefully have the French have to spread these guys out, not concentrate too much, try to get them thinned out, so that as these guys keep going, try to stretch the line and, you know, push in the middle, but sort of work the flanks. So let's do this one first, this 1-to-1 here, to see what happens. It's like, does he advance? We'll see. All right, so 1-to-1. Roll a 3. So this guy does retreat. And he must go to there. So if we advanced with this cavalry, he definitely could get surrounded. If we take this, they would have to retreat both guys to succeed. It's only 1-to-1. And even though I'm saying, you know, be aggressive, this guy is weak. They did sort of push him back. See, the French do have an artillery up here. I'm not going to advance. I'm not going to be ultra aggressive. We're gonna, yeah. Okay. So 1-to-1 here. 1-on-1. They succeeded. So maybe I should have, but. They're going to keep that line there like that, not advance. Next turns, they would probably take more risk given that the 7-3 is arriving. Going to have an artillery available here. This artillery is going to start to be able to get up to here, but things would be easier if these were roads instead of trails, but it is what it is. All right, so that's the Austrian turn 2. The French actually get 1 reinforcement. Look, way up here. All right. Let me take a look at that guy. I wrote on the back the setup hexes, and so 39-12. So that is the thing way in the back there. So in this particular game, you do spend a full movement point to pop onto the map, and you can move your remainder from there. So let me do the French movement. All right, so this guy was already engaged. The French shifted this guy over. They're going to have a 2-to-1 here. They decided to go ahead and engage along the line. They shifted the 5-strength guy into the town. They have a guy that can coordinate here. Now, they have some options. They can, say, for example, do a 2-to-1 here and use, say, the artillery to soak off here. And these guys could bang here, or they could bang here, you know, being willing to, like, blow this guy away and risk a 2 strength point in exchange versus the 1. There's some options where they could do 1-to-1, these guys here for a 2-to-1. So potentially what they could do is they could go 1-to-1. If this is a succeed, they can advance. This guy doesn't get started. By advancing here, it's not very risky because they can't, the river protects his flank. And then, you know, whether this guy could advance to here, a 2-to-1 on this to succeed. And then these guys here could have 7, 8, 9, a 2-to-1 here. So this 2-to-1 works and this 1-to-1 work. They could try to kill off this. There's 2 really good cavalry pieces for the Austrians. The 5-5, the biggest strength cavalry, and the 4-7, the fastest cavalry with the 4 strength. So being able to take out one of those primo cavalry would be nice. So we will see how this goes. We'll start over here on this flank. So it's 2-1. They roll 2. They do push them back across the river. And they'll engage with the big guy. And the same thing is applying here. We are advancing. They cannot currently get in here to surround. No one can reach and get a way around to here, so they can't do a surround there because of this river. These guys will both engage. They'll have to attack across the river. So right now, this is fine. And if this guy retreats, he can retreat to here, and this line will still be nice and solid there. So this guy's not at risk at all. So he definitely wants to advance there. All right, so this is not critical whether this guy succeeds or not. If it does succeed, it's more likely that we might want to poke our nose in here, but we won't try for the kill. This has to work here. I mean, we have to succeed in all 3 of these. So let's go ahead and do this one first. It's 1-1. 50-50, roll a 1. It does succeed. Okay, he asked for 2 there. He will advance. So even though it looks like he's sticking his nose out, again, this river here is pretty... Oh, by the way, the name of the town is Alice. I put a note. I don't know if people saw it, a little text note in the first one, but you know, saying, is this Ulm? No, it's Alessandria. The units had been obscuring the name with all the Austrian units were starting up there. All right, so that succeeded. So let's go ahead and see this. If this works, then this guy is more tempted to go ahead and go with it. If this doesn't work, it's like, if he, you know, I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead. This is 1-1 because it's across the river. So a 2 strength against a 1 doubled, 1-1. We roll 4. It fails. He's here. All right. So we're gonna have to now. Something I keep forgetting is that when you fail and get an attack or retreat, you have to remember there is the possibility for the defender to advance after combat. So that's one of the wording. They should explain it explicitly, an example, but it says in a combat, the victor can advance into the loser's hex, and that includes attacker retreating. The defender can actually advance into one of the attacker's hexes. So this guy could stick his nose out here. And the reason you might want to do that, it's pretty suicidal, but depending on what you think happens here, these guys, you know, if they now their odds are more, you know, going to be 2-1 to push this guy back, but in certain circumstances, you could really mess up with the opponent's plans on what they're trying to do. So I'm not going to advance across that river in the midst of all that. That seems pretty suicidal, but in some cases, it's the thing to do. Okay, so given that this didn't work, the option is to do 2-1 here. If it succeeds, stick your nose in there, and then have the 2-1 here to kill the guy. Or you could chicken out and say, well, let's go for big odds here on this guy. 7, 8, 9, 4-1 here. If we get the exchange, we have a 2 guy to lose out, but we have a chance to kill it on a 1/3 chance, a DE to kill it outright, or that. So do we go for the primo guy, or do we maybe try to kill this cavalry here? I'm going to go for the 2-1 here. Let's see if the French are going to be bold. Now, they might fail. There's a 1/3 chance they're going to fail in this attack. They roll a 2. They succeed. So this cavalry. So do we do it? Do we stick our head into the noose? And I'm gonna do it. It's risky. This might be a bad idea. It'd be very nice if this succeeds. Very, very nice. 2/3 chance of killing this cavalry. But if we fail, and these guys all retreat, there's a good chance we're going to lose a 5-4. And those are the most power. This 5-5, these are the there's like another 5-5 coming as a reinforcement, like on turn 6. But these are the well, we're doing it. We're gonna do it. So 2-1 here. We roll a 4. We succeed just barely on our 2-1. We have killed the first blood. The French have eliminated this very nice guy, and they're going to go ahead and move the 5-5 in there. So the idea was to like defend Pietrobuono with that, but right now they're occupying this solid line here. And there you go. So that is the end of French turn 2. They are doing their best to try to bottle up. They succeeded. They took a gamble. They killed a primo Austrian cavalry unit, and they're trying to make the bold attempt to see if they can push back and plug these guys here. Now, 7-3s, 7-3s, 6-3s, and artillery of 5-5. Odds are they're going to get pushed back and are going to have to go back anyway. But if the Austrians get unlucky, get some of these guys to retreat in a bad way, you know, right now, he's in the line, he can't leave, he's in the line, he can't leave, so they got only one spot. So they can get 7-3 here, and they can get this artillery in position to do some bombarding. Well, this guy can get up to here, potentially to also help. So, yeah, we're going to see. So, I'll be back shortly with... All right, so the Austrians have moved for turn 3. Now, they decided to do some interesting moves. There was a artillery piece over here that should have maybe gone up this way. Wouldn't have changed the odds of this here, but it'd be nice to get an artillery over here. However, decided to move here for a couple of reasons. These guys here, 3 against 5. Well, adding him in, shooting across, he's in this strange little water thing here. It's, I don't know. But these guys can get a 1-1 here. And here, with these guys and this artillery, they can get a 3-1 here. This 7 strength guy and this artillery could get a 2-1 here. So potentially, if this 1-1 works, and this 3-1 works, they can get a 2-1 on this guy with a surround. So yeah, that's what they're going to try. All right. Now let's go ahead and do this flank over here. It's 4 against 4 across the river, so it's a 1-2, not likely to succeed. But you got to do it. You're engaged. All right, 1-2, they fail. This guy... Well, let's see. He doesn't want to retreat to here because that risks getting cut off, dude, here and here. So he can retreat this way. Now, this guy could retreat across the river. Now, some might say, oh, that's really advancing forward. Technically, as long as you're moving away from the hex, the enemy, that you're okay. He can get surrounded too much there. That's too risky. You know, it's like, I want to push the flank with this 2-6 cavalry here, and these other guys, they got a lot of speed here. They shifted most of the cavalry over here. They got this 4-5 guy that came down this way. So they will retreat here, do the smart thing. But that's debatable sometimes is, can you retreat this way? And technically you can in this game, but some games have like a line of communication, line of supply. You must retreat towards it. And one could say, hey, they should retreat in preference towards the city or something like that. But all right, so that was that one. So here is this thing. Now the safe thing here is we can do this one first. Again, this river here guarding the flank. So whatever happens here, they can advance here with impunity. They don't have to worry. So this 10-14 against 4 is not enough for 4-1. It's a 3-1. You need 12 or more. So 3-1. They roll a 1. They succeed. Now, if it had been a 4-1, bam, they would have got a DE. So this guy is going to retreat to here. Well, here's the thing. If this guy, if they fail here but succeed here, this guy would have to retreat this way, and they could no, he's going to advance, right? I'm trying to think. Well, maybe we should be here. If they don't go here, yeah, he could displace and he could get here and get the 5 in and push. But if we're here and he gets killed, we don't have anyone in the town, so he will go here, and we will push up with that cavalry. And so here it is, this little 1-to-1. If they succeed, they can advance and potentially cut this guy off. So 1-to-1 attack. They roll a 2. They succeed. So this is a case of this guy is going to displace. Now the question is which one to advance with. If they advance with this guy, he sort of stays on the river. See, these guys can potentially get into here, though. So if we advance with this guy, we're sort of protecting our flank. If they kill him off, then we'll have a completely safe. If he goes here, this guy can still get surrounded potentially. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. He'll come this way. Even though he's a little 1-to-1 next to this big guy, it sort of keeps a... again, I don't know. If they lose this, there's no way the French are going to want to boldly try to come across that road. I think they want to defend at that stream. So here it is. This and this. Artillery. 2-to-1 on this guy with a surround set up. So the French did their thing, got lucky, killed this cavalry dude. But, boom, primo French unit. The best. There's one more of those coming on as a reinforcement, but not to turn 6, like I mentioned. So here it is. 2-to-1, 2/3 chance. 3, they succeed. So this guy is bye-bye. So it has been blood on both sides. The French have lost 5. The Austrians left 4. They will advance with the big 7. And there they are, folks. That has been turn 3. We've got some aggression on both sides. The French are now feeling the pinch, saying, oh, crud. So we'll have to see what they decide to do. So I'm back for the French turn 4. They do got reinforcements on turn 4. They didn't have any on turn 3. No, wait, I'm forgetting. The Austrians move first. See, I'm so used to the French move first. So the French still need to do their turn 3. Turn 3 is not over. So we'll be back with French turn 3. All right, so the French move for turn 3. They shifted a couple guys over here. They're going to attack this. Try to sort of push them back a little bit. It's just a weak little guy, but it's across the river. They set up 2 artillery here. They're going to bombard this guy at 4-to-1 and actually have a 1/3 chance of killing it. Remember, artillery bombarding at range is not affected by adverse combat results. So an exchange would not affect them. If artillery are adjacent, they are impacted by adverse combat results. So they'll shoot there first because these guys are going to each attack at 1-to-2. They're going to, this is a 1-to-1, but they're going to reduce the odds. They want to try to retreat. To fall back and solidify their odds. Now, if this guy manages to succeed at 1-to-2, he will tackle it as full 1-to-1, and they'll try to hold this line here if he succeeds. But if he fails, then he'll lower his odds and attempt to retreat. So let's go ahead and do this sideshow over here. It's 6 against 1, but it's a double across the stream, so he's a 2, so it's a 3-to-1 odds. Roll a 2. This guy has to retreat. So he can retreat to here, displacing one of these guys. I think he wants to go ahead and displace him to free him up. So if they advance, he is free to potentially go either direction. Now, do the French want to advance across there, forcing the Austrians to attack at lousy odds? Right now they've got, well, see, they can't get way back here because of all this stuff. But it'd be nice to not, I think they might go ahead with the cavalry, start trying to pin these guys, leaving this guy to potentially shift. If they have to shift this whole line, if something happens, that guy will be free. All right, so we're going to do this artillery bombardment first. Chance to actually kill this little guy. 4-to-1 odds, on a 1 or a 6. They roll a 1. They get the DE. They actually kill him. So it's now tied. The Austrians have lost 5 cavalry points. The French have lost 5. A very nice unit, a 5-5 strength guy, but it's tied up. Okay, so now with this here, this is a 1-to-2. So if he succeeds, he will do his full strength odds. If he retreats, then he will reduce his odds. So 5 against 7, a 1-to-2 attack. They roll a 1. He succeeds. So this guy is pushed back. Not going to advance. Not going to advance. Because this, no. Because then he would have to succeed to have a safe line. So he's just going to say, okay, we don't mind keeping a guy doubled in the town, so he will attack at the full 1-to-1 though. He rolls a 2 and succeeds, and he will not advance. Well, actually, he could actually advance again because this is safe. But potentially here, 10, 17, they could get a 4-to-1 on him. Well, are they willing to go for the exchange to try to break through here? That's something that the Austrians might be willing to do. Risking the exchange, before too many French reinforcements come, try to grind this down, trade off some dudes. So I think he's going to stay put. Keep doubled. They won't be able to get that good odds, but here they could. So even though it's like, no, they got to fall back, I think. They just don't have the strength. If they had not lost their 5 strength, 5-5 guy, then maybe they'd be a little more bolder there. So there we go. That was the French turn 3. We will be back for... So it is the Austrian turn. You heard my alarm went off. I had an alarm set and knocked off a little early, but I don't think you missed much. Turn 4. The Austrians now have a lot of strength in range to hit this line. The French are at the river here. They do have this town here. But maybe they should have backed up a little bit and gone back. Not sure. We're going to see. The temptation is, if you can bottle up here at the Austrians, then they just can't wield their strength. But now this is the time. So I will be back and I will show you how I'm going to try to maximize the weight of the Austrian army impacting into the French. All right, so French moved up to here, to here, to here, to here. The cavalry moved to here. Over here, we had the 3-5 could reach up to here. The 5-5 couldn't make it. It would have been nice to get the 5-5 over here, but he didn't have the movement to get across that stream. So he's hitting here. This artillery shifted one over because he's going to want to come around this way, but he can still bombard here right now. All these artillery moved up. So we have got a 5, a 6, 7, 7, a 4, 5, backed up by 3 artillery here and artillery here. These guys, the 5s just kept coming up the road, and these guys are just milling around here. They don't care. They wanted to let the 5s forward. So this is maximal Austrian weight now hitting this line. They've got reserves coming here. If they can push this back more, the French are probably going to need to maybe make a run for it. They got reinforcements coming, but they can't stay and grind it out here. Now, of course, the Austrians could roll bad, and maybe the French can, this is the vagaries of war. All right. So let's start over here. Now, since this guy is here, the stream doesn't count. So they have 5 points total against 2. They're not doubled, so it's a 2-to-1. They roll a 2. He does retreat. The only place he can retreat here, so he's going to have to displace this guy. So he gets displaced. He comes to here. Now, just putting the 1 here, the 1 is pretty weak. I'm tempted to move the 3 here, because then across the river, that would be 2 against 3, 6, 1 to 3, he could actually die. And attempting them to come across the river to do it, then they'd have to also strike this. And, you know, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't maybe mind the French engaging here. And so if they don't fall back, I think they're going to have a problem. So I'm going to push this one forward here to make this potentially problematic. Now, again, this guy may stay here and come back. They may swift down. And no, they may back up and sacrifice the cavalry. We'll have to see. All right. So here, we got 9, 10, 11 against an 8. It's a 1-to-1. Even if they added this artillery and it's not enough. It'd be 14. You know, they can't get a 2-to-1. They can't get, because he's doubled, because they're the stream there. So they can't get a 2-to-1. So it's just a 1-to-1. Roll 4 and fail. All right. Now, unfortunately, shoot, I should have figured this first, because this guy has an open spot to do, but he can't retreat across this river. Except for he is displacing this artillery, pushing him out of range. So I should have looked for that and delayed that battle there, because he could have made this here. Because right now this guy's double a 2 to a 4. That's just 1-to-1 with that artillery. It would have been a 2-to-1. So let me think through the rest of this real quick here before I do that. Okay, so he's an 8 here doubled. These two could get a 1-to-1. 11, he could get a 2-to-1. So yeah, see, I should have done this first and then that one. But in some ways, you want to see if this one worked out to make him decide if he's going to advance or not. But wow, see this choice here. If he advances, see, they can potentially get the surround on him if they don't take both. But let's check it. If he puts a 5 in, doubled to 10, that's pretty powerful. So, yeah, it would be the French. I mean, almost luring the French in. You almost want to do it. Make them stay. Make them stay. Just, you know, yeah, if you potentially lose a 5, that's fine. Keep them going. You got more coming. You know, grind, grind, grind. All right, so let's do it. 8 versus 8. 1-to-1. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Calc. 14, 8, 16, 16. We could do a 2-to-1 on this. 1-to-1 here. Wait. 11, 14. Yeah, 2-to-1. You'd have to put both artillery for a 2-to-1. Yeah, let's do that. 2-to-1, 1. Let's try this first. He can retreat this way, displacing him and him. Displace. So 1-to-1 here. Roll the 4. He fails. So displace. What am I doing? This guy. All right. Yes. So 7, 12, 18 versus 8 is 2-to-1. 2-to-1 on Pietrebois. Roll the 3. They succeed. This guy retreats to here. And we're going to put the 6 in there. We're going to do it anyway. Tempting them to stay, to bring a unit here, to do the big fighting. Did I forget something? Hang on. All right, so yeah, we still need to do this guy. I forgot, because we went down to here because this guy's already got displaced. He got displaced again, but so he still needs to attack. So 7 against 4, not enough for 2 to 1. It's a 1 to 1. All right. He rolls the 1. He does succeed in retreating this guy. This guy's going to try to maintain like this. So this would be crazy talk to try to advance. But as it is, they can still potentially, this guy could come across, they could do this to surround this guy. Anyway, now, but if they did that, they'd have to be next to this guy here. If they're there, they could surround him just by himself. So I think he wants to stay here. Because to surround, well, see, someone could come here. Well, if someone came here, they'd have to. So yeah, he's going to stay there. All right. So they did advance into here. So it is the French turn. The French on turn 4 do get reinforcements. They get 3 new units way up the north, the same spot up there, that hex on the trail. So let me start doing the French move. I decided to actually talk through this, okay? I'm going to go for the crazy plan. The French are actually going to try to kill this guy, and they're going to try to kill this guy. They're going for the gusto. If they succeed, this almost guarantees a French victory. If they can kill these 2 units and basically plug up this front after the fact. So this is stick double 12. Right here, there's 11. Now, this isn't enough, because this guy can't attack here. He has to attack here. He's going to be attacking at 1 to 3. There's a 1/6 chance he'll die, but most likely he'll retreat. There's actually a 1/6 chance he will succeed at 1 to 3 and retreat this guy. This artillery is going to have to support here. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, is coming here. This guy can get across the river. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's critical. This guy's coming across here to hit that. Now, this guy's going to hit here 1 to 2. This is 6. It's not if this guy here is going to have to come in and help. So between these guys, 8, they got a 1 to 1 on this guy. And we got a 1 to 1 on this guy. Okay. He might die, but 1 to 2, he's safe. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come across the river. This guy is going to attack both these together. You can have one guy attack 2. Okay. Because this is 1 plus 3 is 6. This is exactly 1 to 2. There's a 1/3 chance he will win. And if he wins, staying here, he protects this guy's potential flank. Now, if this 1 to 2, he'll probably, end up retreating to here. But, and this guy will probably end up retreating back. But potentially he plugs this up here. And then this guy, unfortunately, this guy couldn't get across the river, which is what I was hoping to do. But they'll have 6 versus a 3 doubled 6. So that's still a 1 to 1 there. And if that succeeds, this guy is going to get pushed back. He'll get displaced, and he could potentially advance and tie up some guys. It's crazy trying to stay. But if they succeed, again, this could be, if it goes bad for the French, they could get slaughtered. But if these work, or even if one of these 1-to-1s work, it's nice. And independently, this guy's separately attacking here. So these guys, if they retreat, fine. If these guys retreat, fine. They're sort of going to have a line, and there's nothing exposed. It's if this guy succeeds that he, and these all fail, he's sort of at an odds unless this guy also wins. But so let's do this first. So obviously you don't do this. This guy's surrounding here. So you do this here. Let's do this 1-to-1 right here, right? So again, 4, 6, 11, 12, 13, 6 double 3. So 1-to-1, 50-50 chance. Roll a 5, fails. All right, so this guy is going to retreat across the river. He will have to displace to there. So they're getting back to a defensive line here. So we might as well do this. Whoops. Do this 1 to 3 here. It's 2 to 5. It's a 1 to 3. All right, so on a 1, he actually pushes him back, and he wouldn't advance, but he's safe where he is. But on a 6, he's going to die. Roll a 2, so he retreats. All right, so that wasn't the end of the world. So now we do this guy, 2, 4, 6, 8. And since this guy here came across the river and is attacking there, he's not doubled. So it is a 1-to-1. 6. So they failed, but they retreat. He's going to spread back this way here. Here, they still got a line. I think he's going to come here next to that guy here. So this guy is kind of hoping he retreats. So he'll do the 4 against 7. It's a 1-to-2. 3, not enough. He retreats back to here. So there's a little hole cuts there. Now this guy here, 3 against 6. He's also at a 1-to-2. He rolls a 1. He succeeds. Now, he's safe. He is safe because this guy's guarding his flank. Well, if these guys fail, potentially, here he's coming back. This guy's going to have to displace. Now, he could advance into either one of these two. Should he advance and be... Oh, if he advances, he actually can advance to here and has a chance for this 1-to-1 to kill this guy. Now, see, even though he's next to him now and he's not attacking. He attacked here. He's not attacking here. So this guy, even though, oh, wow, he's flanked. He's got someone in his rear. He's still doubled against this assault, but he has no way to retreat right now. So 6 versus the 3 doubled, 1-to-1 odds. So I didn't even think of that being a possibility. And this is kind of, if they fail, he would be, no, he wouldn't be able to. Should he advance? Should he advance? Is it worth it risking a 3 to kill this 3 at a 50-50 odds? There, if they retreat to here, they can't. Well, this guy could. 1, 2, 3, 4. They could. No, they can't start because he could retreat. No, yeah. No, here, there, yes. They could. He will be able to get into here. So, they're gonna have a chance. They have so many guys. They got an artillery and all that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. He's gonna be at risk anyway if they fail. And so, let's try it. All right. So 1-to-1 here. Cross the river. 5. They fail. Oh well. So, he's going to retreat to there. He's going to retreat to there. I'm contemplating actually advancing here. In these cases, I didn't really want to because these guys are free to now move where they want to. They've advanced here. But this gets him across this river in a way he wouldn't normally be able to get across. And by advancing here, one of these two, well, if here he's actually safe. Well, yeah, because there's no, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you had a 6 movement guy here, he could, no, you can't leave this zone. He's going to be stuck. So, he would be here. So someone come up here. He's still going to have the zone here that this guy's going to surround it. But he get now, well, let's see, 6. But yeah, it's the same thing. He's packing back at just 1-to-2. He can get across here. If he succeeds, you don't do this battle first. You do this one. If this fails, now I think no, we're being risky. We're going. The Austrians want to push it. He's gonna do it. He's actually gonna go up there, keep engaged with these French guys, getting across this river. Yeah, nothing can get around here right now because of this. If this wasn't here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he doesn't have enough movement. But he's got zones here. So a unit here will put pressure on this guy. So this 5 can move here. Some will have a 2-to-1 on this guy. Very good odds of killing him. However, if they fail at 2-to-1 and this guy fails at his 1-to-2, he will die. That is the only problem with this plan. This guy could shoot here also. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3-to-1. They'll have a 3-to-1 odds. I'll take that. That's only a 1/6 chance they'll fail. All right. So that was the Austrian turn. No, wait. That was the French turn 4 with the Austrian advancing here. So I'm getting confused, folks. So we will be pushing on to turn 5 for the Austrian. I keep getting confused because normally the French always go first in these Napoleon at war quads, but not this one. The Austrians are going first. So that was the French turn that they failed here. They failed. They tried all this good stuff. He's at risk, and this guy here is putting himself into risk. All right, so let's stop there. I think I'm going to finish this turn 5, and I think I'm going to call that a video. I think I'm probably going to split this into maybe 3 videos. I'll do this one, the first 5 turns, and then I'll do the next few until up to the point where the French are going to counterattack, and then we'll finish the last ones and when they actually counterattack. So that's my plan. So back with the Austrians on turn 5. All right, we are back. Turn 5. The Austrians have moved. They're going for some gusto here. They have engaged this line completely here. This is the only guy that's not done. They've moved up units quite well along here. They've almost got everybody over the moat line of Alexandria. There's one little 2-3 guy that's a straggling. All right, so before we get over into this here, and there's some weird stuff we might try, we will do this first. This is the critical one right here. So as we were talking it through, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with this artillery, he moved to here. 3-to-1 odds, this guy is surrounded. So even though these guys aren't in his zone of control here, so only on a 6 will they fail. 3. So he cannot retreat. He dies. All right, and they'll push forward with the wimpy little pioneer because he's so slow. Get him across that stream there. Now this guy can go ahead and do his 1-to-2 attack against these 2 guys, and he has a place to retreat freely to now if he succeeds. These guys can retreat to who knows where, and he could advance to one or the other or just stay where he is. We'll have to see what happens. So 1-2. He rolls a 1. He succeeds. I think the French want to see. There's like this cavalry is moving up here. They're potentially, it's a slog, but they can get up and start to try to break through here. And there are reinforcement hexes that come on later, but there's a reinforcement hex here. And if you occupy it, they can't come in. The reinforcements can come into a zone of control, but if you're occupying, they don't come on until it's free. They delay, all right? So that's a potential possibility. Look at the little 1-5s up there to do some shenanigans with reinforcements. But so does he want to retreat here? Or does he want to retreat into that? I think he's going to be able to move. No one's engaged him. He's not engaged. He's going to be able to move. I think they'll spread out a little bit, trying to form a line like that. And then this guy's, the question is, should he advance? The French are going to get to move. This guy, he almost wishes he retreated. So they were there and there. So he can't advance to here, which is almost like the move that would be preferred. He'd engage this guy, potentially block more guy. He could come back and surround him, but it prevents the fast guys from getting over that way. See, this guy can zip around and get up this if they need to. he can come down to engage, and they can get a cavalry up here to the flank. If he comes here, that's the thing to do here. They would have to bring someone, commit them to coming forward to surround. Because this here, if he was here, they can't get past through here. They'd have to go up the slope. So yeah, he's going to crazily, kind of boldly advance on that flank there, which would require the French to commit here, and then sort of weakening this. So that's an interesting thought. All right. So along here, they have to attack this, and this. Now, it is actually possible for the Austrians to do some shenanigans and potentially kill this guy. So, like, if they succeed in pushing this guy back and advancing here, this guy will be surrounded. Or, like, this guy here could attack across here and successfully advance and cut him off. But again, that's a 6-strength guy that you're sticking your head out in the middle of kind of a crazy death. They do have these artillery here, which help decide, you know, either supporting or doing diversionary attacks. You can hit someone. Like if they wanted to, these guys could team up here, attacking here at, you know, 10-2, a 4-1. Okay, that wouldn't be good to actually do a 4-1 because the exchange, you'd have to lose a 5 against a 2. But that's a possibility. Like, and then this guy could bombard there because you have to attack everyone you're next to. In this case, you're not going to do that. He's just going to attack here, and he will attack here. But is that 1-2? The question whether they could use that to make a 1-1 and get across that potentially. But what are they going to? He's going to attack here, or he could be soaked off. These guys could attack here. Now they want to attack here at 5-1. They're more likely to attack here at 3-1 with this guy, and then try to kill him with a surround. 7. Yeah, he'd be at this river. He'd be relatively safe, except if this guy doesn't get retreated. Let's do that. We're going to be aggressive, use the big 7-3. So this guy by himself, wait, I gotta remember, if he fails, he's going to displace an artillery. I got to think this through quick. So hang on, give me a few seconds, I'll be back. All right, so we figured out what we're going to do here. We are going to do these two guys, him attacking. This is a 2 doubled across the bridge here. Him bombarding 9 against net 4, 2-1. If he succeeds, he's going to advance. And then these two guys plus this artillery here, 14, 18 against 5, 3-1 chance of killing him on a surround. And then he can bombard here and he can fight there. This guy can 1-2 here. He can do his 2-1 here. So let's do this. We got a 2-1 odds here. If it succeeds, whoops, I just went flying across the room. Okay, 2-1, 4, he succeeds. He retreats this artillery. He's sticking his neck out. He's advancing in a crazy, bold maneuver. But this is 3-1 odds, okay? Only on a 1/6 chance of failing. So here we go. 14, 18 versus... Oh, my God. 6. The Austrians... Boom, boom, boom. All right, so this guy retreats here, pushing that back. This guy displaces him to here. Goodbye, this guy. Now, it does force these... well, he might still retreat or something, but this is... Whoa. Okay, so what's going to happen over here? Wow. Okay, I'm gonna kind of bumped everything. It's all disarray. My OCD is going crazy. There's only problem with these hexagon. That's one of the reasons I clip counters with a nice professional Oregon Laminations corner rounder. Is it's less likely that everything gets bumped and all the little corner nibs catches everything. We're gonna start here, 2-1, and see what happens here. Roll a 1. This guy retreats. He's got to go down here. Yeah, see, yeah, let's advance. Pin these two guys. If we pin everybody, Okay, this artillery is already shot. So it's a 1-2. If he succeeds, yeah, this is interesting here. Oh, this guy hasn't gone yet. No, you can't attack the same hex twice. This guy's supposed to attack here, and he's there. Potentially, this guy can attack both these at once, and he can... If you have a guy attacking multiple things, you can have artillery support it with bombardment. You don't have to be within range of one of them. In this case, he's in range of both, but you can do that. You can say one guy's attacking two, and artillery can be in range of one of them. But this guy could not attack here because you cannot attack a unit more than once. Otherwise, he'd have a 1-2 odds and a 1/3 chance of killing this guy, because right now the zones are such that he could not retreat. But no, this attack failed. So let's do this 1-2 here. 5 across the river. He's doubled to 8. They're all 4. He fails. So he retreats to here. The French do not want to advance here. They want to stay here. If this guy's surrounded, they're going to have a chance to kill this guy here. So... Thinking this guy's at risk too. I think he wants to reduce his odds. So if you can be able to displace him. Well, but if he's here, they can still surround here, but they don't have enough to cover this flank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got a cavalry up here. It's up there. You can't quite see it. There's some dudes here. He can't quite get range, but this guy, he can get over here. He actually tries to win and keep everyone engaged, and just a total, and they don't have people to, God, if he advances to here, engages these two, this is crazy talk, this crazy idea. This is crazy idea. They're already going to fight here. Oh, boy. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so this guy here, this guy attacking, if he attacked both of these, he's doubled 8. So it'd be 1-2. And even with his 3, he couldn't get a 1-1. This guy here attacking 3 against 2, he's not getting the thing because this guy's, bombarding artillery, and that's right along the seam of that anyway. So, yeah, he'll attack here at 1-1. 6, so he doesn't. The artillery. If this guy fails, he's gonna. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it 1-1, and we're actually thinking of advancing to pin all these guys. 6, he has to retreat anyway. So he comes back. He comes back. All right. So he's out of line. Potentially he can get jumped on also, but the French might not want to. They might want to take their win here and might not want to commit too much. We'll have to see. So that's the craziness that happened. All right. They went for it. They had a 5-6 chance of killing off this guy. They failed. This guy is left in the lurch out here, having penetrated all across the bridge, trying to get the bridgehead, getting cut to Marengo, cutting these guys out. No, did not work. This guy is safe from being cut off because they can't penetrate to here because of his zone and this river here. This guy is potentially in danger, but that might be committing to... Well, the thing is, if they'd have to come here, getting next to this, and that would be 2... That'd be 1-4. 1-4 is a 1/3 chance of an AE right off the bat. So, we'll see. And so he advanced. Yeah, he did some crazy stuff. They were trying all sorts of crazy stuff. All right. So that was the Austrian on... turn 5. We're trying some crazy aggressiveness, and some stuff worked and not the rest, but we'll see. So we'll be back to the French, and then we'll call that a video. We'll put that all, slice it all together, and then we'll do 1 or 2 more. We'll see how it goes. We don't want these to be too long. So it's already rambling on. Mandarin Mike, Man Cave of Madness. We'll be back. All right, so here we are. Turn 5 of the French. We are going for the total crazy gusto. We're making every chance to kill something. Probably not smart. But, you know, it's just too tempting. So, you know, these guys are already engaged. This guy did step up. This 2-7 cavalry came from up here. This artillery came down. This guy did wheel over here. They're going to try to kill him. They can get a 2-1. So this guy's stepping up. He will be attacking at 1-4. He'll have a 1/3 chance of getting himself just killed off the bat. But of course, oh, snoot. I forgot I have to hit this guy too. Shoot, bang, bang, doodle, doodle, wang, wang. Oh, no. This is not smart. He has to hit here. So this is just going to be a 1-1. Because instead, this guy was supposed to attack here. Oh, no, Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill. God, if they had an artillery, see, if they had a free artillery, but they don't, they're all pinned up, and this guy moved up. 4, 4, 4, 1, 2, 2. Well, I did it. Shoot. Forgot about that. Yeah. Ooh, bang, ouch. All right, so, oh, well, let's do this. Folks. So, this guy here is a 6. And they've got 13. So they have a 2-1. If this fails, yeah, if you watch, the French could potentially have none of this could work. They could lose this guy. None of these could attack. Now, they still be retreating back. But yeah, let's see. All right, 2-1. Rolled a 1. It succeeded. So big guy dies. Now, I'm actually going to advance this guy this way. Get across this river. So I'm like, all right. So might as well do this fight over here. It's a 1-2, 4 against 5. If they succeed, they can, you know, push up and pin, and they roll 4. They have to retreat. So he retreats up this way. He retreats over here. Again, the Austrians will not advance because the Austrians are able to move on their turn because they can just move in here anyway, right? So it doesn't make sense for them to advance. So here, yeah, these guys are going to have to, if only they had their artillery, if they had a free artillery, they could have maybe got somewhere. Yeah, yeah, exactly. If one of these artillery hadn't been pinned, at least that guy pinned these, he could come across the river, he could have shot here. This guy could attack with them. So anyway, it's 8 against 8, 4 doubled because of the river. And there's no way I can make this work because, you know, these 3 guys can't attack these 2, right? You can't do that. You can have a guy melee attack multiple guys next to and then have artillery bombard to support, but you can't have like 3 attack 2. That's a no-no. All right, so 1-1 to kill this, 50-50 shot. 2, they succeed, so it's actually working okay for them. Ouch, they're not going to advance. They're going to stay at the river. And now, of course, they hope these guys retreat. And they're having a really nice line if this all works. All right, so 1-2 here. Good. They wanted to retreat. Now, here's the deadly 1-4. They don't have a 1-3. 2 against, if it was a 6, they'd have 1-3. They have a 1-4. So on a 5 or 6, they will die. They cannot succeed at all. It's going to be, but does it die? Does the little guy die? 5, he does. So they did pay some price, but they killed 10 strength points. And another, you know, the second, well, yeah, one of the good ones. It's not the 5-5. It's not this guy over here. Nimp. I don't know what that stands for. Nincompoop? No. They have these abbreviations for the names of the units, and sometimes they make sense, and sometimes they're like, what the hell is that guy's? I'm curious. Nimpitsch. Some kind of Austrian name. Nimpitsch. Yeah, that's not easy to pronounce. All right, so the final thing here, 6 versus 3. Do they succeed where this matters in killing this guy off? 2 to 1. 2 to 1. It's a 2/3 chance. They roll 4. They succeed. Ouch. So, that's slow. He might as well advance here. So they've got a line, a solid line all the way across. They have killed 10, 15. No, is that right? Yeah, 18 points of the Austrians. The French have lost 10, so it's been bloody. But that was, the Austrians went for some major gusto and a critical attack. 3 to 1 failed, and the French made them pay. They came back, they tried some stuff. The fact that this also worked, which, you know, in my mind, I was going, oh, good, it's going to be a 2 to 1. No, shoot, I forgot. So, wow. What a turn. That's a good place to stop here. That's a nice, like, wow, exciting stuff. So that was the end of turn 5. We will pick up the next video on turn 6. So this has been Meandering Mike in the Man Cave of Madness, presenting you Marengo, or is it Marengo? I don't know how to pronounce that. It is Italian. It's in like Lombardy or some such, and the Austrians and the French, you know, that northern Italy has been fought over and over again for a long time. So, if you know, is it Marengo or Marengo? Or something else? Marengo? Do you gonna NGO it, know it? Or something? I don't know. So, and as I say, folks, take care of your games, and they will take care of you. Ciao.